Devin, we're going to jump right into a review of Lure. This is a very small game, as you can see here, in a box that is kind of the standard size for All Plays line of games. So I'm even zoomed in here with the camera. Compared to my hand, a small box. This is, I thought it was a cool game. I'm not going to do like a full teach, but basically you're trying to catch fish through these fish cards, and you have a bunch of dice, as you can see, to do so. Let me see if I can move some of those so that we can actually see the cards. But fish have different values on them, different amount of points that you'll earn if you catch them, but they also have different catching requirements on them. So here's just a few examples. So that fish is worth 4 points, but you have to have dice equal to a value of 7 or higher, and you can't have 2 dice with the same value. 16 or higher, have to have a 2. 12 or higher, have to have a 5. Things like that. You also have a shield, and you'll be keeping your dice behind your shield, and then at the beginning of each round, everyone will look at the fish that are available and decide how many of their dice they want to wager in order to fish for them. And so you'll choose, let's say I chose this normal D6 and this D12 and maybe a couple, maybe I did 3. So 2 D6s and a D12. Put them in your hand, and then I think everyone says cast or some dumb word at the same time.
Yeah.
And whoever bid the fewest dice, so in this scenario I would win, I have 3, gets to roll first. And every fish that they catch, then I would roll. And in this scenario, having 3 3s, I would not catch him because he needs a 12, he needs a 16, and I wouldn't catch him either because I can't have 2 matching dice. But let's pretend that I did get something better and got, let's make this a 5. If I rolled that, I would catch this fish and this fish. So by going first, I've cleared 2 of the 3 fish because they are not in stacks like this. They'll just be out, kind of like that. So I got first dibs, and I got lucky and caught 2 of them. So that's the rub. You're kind of bidding blind, trying to make sure. I want to go first if I can, but I also want to use enough dice to make sure that I catch enough of the fish to make it worth it. You also have these little lures that you can use in order to adjust your dice and things like that. And then whoever catches the most fish by the end wins the game. If you don't catch a fish on your turn, you get to draw a lure. And if you use one of your special dice that isn't a D6, then for the next round it has to sit outside of your shield, and you don't get it back until the round after next, basically. That's kind of the whole game in a very quick nutshell. So really quick, we're going to go through kind of my normal review flow here with, we've got some weird sunlight coming through the far window, but that's okay. And I use the David's formula on my channel. So we've got duration, how long the game is, aesthetic, what it looks like, variability, innovation, decision space, and smoothness. So we're going to go over those things really quick. I also sometimes cover some other stuff like storage, for example. It is a tight fit, but I'm glad it all fits in the box. Not too bad, actually. Storage is really simple for this game, so we'll skip right past that one and go right to duration. Devin, I think when we played, it was our first time ever playing. The box says 15 minutes on it, but I think it took us about 45 because we played with 4 players, and one of them was our dad, who doesn't play many games, but this one was light enough that he was able to play it just fine. So I guess in terms of length, what did you think of Lure?
I think that it's a good length to have a lot of fun without it being overly long. And once you understand the game, it's actually really fun. I was going to start talking about other things, but we're currently in the duration section.
I think you're right. I think for our first play, it was maybe longer than I wanted it to go, but I do think that would go down once everyone knows the game, and you're bidding faster. You can tell what's on the cards a little bit quicker, and you're like, okay, I know what I need to get. I know I want to bid 2 dice, so we're not waiting, because I feel like there was a little bit of that. So love that. Aesthetics. I think the game is it's very pretty. Art done by Daniel Profiri and Anka Gavril. I don't know those names really, but the fish are really cool. They yeah, are all like illustrated differently and kind of just colorful but detailed enough artwork. And I like the way the dice look. The colors
Yeah, the
pop.
dice are awesome. You have so many different type of dice, which is
Mm-hmm.
super cool.
Yeah.
12-sided, 20. You have a 4-sided dice
Yeah.
or die, which is crazy.
Yep. That the 4-sided die and the fish with the trophies are in the expansion, which I also got, which add just a little more complexity, but really not much.
Yeah, the aesthetic is very high up there for me.
Yep, I agree. Variability. This is this I think might be one of the games. I don't know if shortcoming is the right words, but you basically keep playing until the fish deck is run out. So all of the fish you're seeing every game. I guess you could like go back and forth from playing with the expansion fish or not if you wanted a shorter game or a simpler game that didn't have the. There is one type of fish that's hard to catch, and you have to catch them basically twice in a row. And if the first time you catch them, they stay in front of your shield, and someone else can steal them from you if they have this symbol here. So if you want it to be simpler, I guess you could hold the expansion out, and then it should be shorter as well. So I guess you could break it up that way. I think most of the variability will come from the people you're playing with and kind of the meta game that forms with the bidding.
Yeah, I think your dice choosing is big.
Yeah.
When are you going to use your special dice? And
Mm-hmm.
how few can I get away with winning this round? Can I win this round with only 3 if I get lucky with high numbers?
Yeah.
That's kind of the variability in my opinion.
Yeah. Can I like be sneaky and know I don't want to win any dice or any fish this round and pretend like I'm gonna bid a high number so I get you to spend a bunch of extra dice and then next round I'll clean up. You know, kind of gives me a similar vibe in that way to a much bigger game called Fractured Sky. That one is much longer and bigger, but has a similar idea where you're um, like sending out troops blindly underneath a ship, and you get to determine if you're going to send out like a 0. So you're just bluffing. So you can do a little bit of that here as well. So that's variability. Innovation. I don't know that it's very like innovative per se, but I think it's a fun mixture of dice rolling and bidding and fitting in a small box and being a fairly short game with all of those things combined. So
well said.
yeah. Decision space. This is some games it can seem like at times like the game is playing itself, like the decisions are so easy to like this is clearly the best decision, I have to make that one. I think because of the bidding, you feel like you have a bit more flexibility than that. I think you generally feel in control. It is a little in certain rounds when there's like a lot of fish out, because I think there can be like 5 or 6 out at a time. You might like run into a scenario. We had a couple rounds where almost everybody bid the same number of dice. But I think that was just because we all knew, okay, like that fish requires a 20 to be caught. So I need to have enough dice out there. So maybe it was smart. We all kind of went with the same number, and it has a way of dealing with the ties anyways. You basically all roll simultaneously, and whoever has the lowest value gets to catch first. So I don't know. I thought the decision space was good. Any
Yeah,
complaints there?
using the lures and
Yeah.
counting dice and doing a little mathematics in your head and what do they call it? Deduction. The decisions were
Yeah.
unique each turn.
Yeah, I agree. All right, smoothness. Was any of it like janky or hard to grok? I thought it was pretty dang smooth. I think
Yeah, pretty dang smooth. Yeah.
the only thing I think someone might forget from time to time is that if they use one of their special dice, they need to put it in front of their shield for a round.
Yeah.
Um, I don't think any of us forgot, but I think that would be the easiest thing to forget. So smoothness, I think, is pretty high for me as well. Um, so I think all in all, I really enjoy this game. For a verdict here, I think it's fun. I'm glad it fits in a small box. I really appreciate that, to be honest. And there's quite a bit of game in this little box. The dice rolling is fun. Sometimes, because it is dice rolling, that means the dice aren't gonna give you the value you want. But you can kind of help your odds by being strategic about which dice you choose to use. But even on a d20, you could roll a 1. So you can get unlucky breaks for sure from time to time. So I think for me, I'm gonna give this one a. Let's see if my trophy overlays are gonna work here. Oh, they are a gold trophy.
Woo!
For David from Gaming Top Down. And yeah, Devin, I'm curious. And then for me, that's kind of in the 8 range. I don't know
Oh,
that.
there's trophies above the gold.
Yeah,
Oh,
like platinum would be like 9s and 10s for me.
I see. I'm gonna stick pretty much with the same number. It was fun, easy to learn, cool colors, cool looking fish. Loved seeing each card. Strategic enough, easy to understand. The mechanics were pretty smooth, like our last little section there.
Yeah.
Um, I'm uh, I'm gonna give it a 7 so we can see the silver trophy.
Oh, there you go. Silver trophy from Devin. Cool. Well, that is Lure from All Play Games. Really fun game. If you need like a 30-minute game to play that I think you could teach to just about anyone, maybe check it out if you're okay with a little randomness from dice and knowing that, okay, I don't know what everyone else is going to bid, and sometimes they're going to bid something low, get a great roll, and steal 18 points from the board, and it can be probably a little swingy in that way, but fun game in my opinion. All right, Devin, that's it for our review.